welcome to Seed Talks podcast. In this podcast, we talk about studying abroad, and right now we're focused on studying in Turkey. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Taygun from Istanbul Kültür University. Thank you so much for joining us in this podcast.
My pleasure, thank you.
Great. So let's start easy. Let's start with you. Tell us about yourself, your background, and your job at Istanbul Kültür University.
My name is Taygun, and I'm the head of international office at Istanbul Kültür University. I've been working for Istanbul Kültür University for 20 years. Actually, it started with the exchange programs, and then it was pretty new. International students started rushing to Turkey, and then I was assigned to work for international student recruitment. But then I really loved my job, and now I'm trying to give some consultations for international students, and we're trying to be a very big family. The best part of our university, which I really adore, is that we act students not like students, but instead as if they're a member of our family.
Great. So, as far as I know, you were graduated yourself from Istanbul Kültür University.
Yes, I studied international relations, but it was in 2003, and it's been more than 20 years. But I've been working for 20 years, so it's just 3 years of difference at private sector, and then I started working for this university.
Great. So you're actually the expert that we need about Istanbul Kültür University at the moment. Great. So you have 20 years of experience in that.
Yeah, 20
Awesome.
years.
So Istanbul Kültür University is one of the popular universities among the international students. So the thing is that we want to know about the vision that the university has for international students. How are you treating your internationalization process, and how are you, how international is this university?
Well, let's start from the foundation of this university. The university is founded in 1997, so it was one of the first private universities in Turkey, because according to our regulations, we don't have a private university. It's what we say foundation university. When I say foundation, it doesn't mean preparatory. Foundation is like an institution founded, and the universities are also audited by the Council of Higher Education, which is a body of above all universities. So that makes also the university management much more serious. And how we try to increase the internationalization process in terms of international student vision, we are trying to first of all, we are trying to have as much as accreditations we can. We are applying for international accreditations. Also, we give importance to ranking systems. As you probably know, we have Times Higher Education and Quest ranking systems. There are also other ranking systems. But by applying and trying to get prepared for these ranking systems, we also improve ourselves. So it goes parallel to the ranking system. Works, and also in terms of accreditation, there are local accreditations, international accreditations, and when it comes to international students care about recognitions, because they also try to some of them are trying to get involved in finding jobs in Turkey, but most of them also are trying to go abroad and trying to find jobs. So we give importance to both parties. And I mean, for instance, for internal market, for domestic market, we have career centers that we try to give students consultation about finding internships and finding jobs. And also with regard to the international market. We apply for recognitions to be in the list of the countries that they are planning to go and live. So in that way, we support international students. And our vision is in the, let's say, a mid-run to make much more accredited and internationalized university.
Great. So let's look at it on a macro level, not just about Istanbul Kültür University, but Turkey in general. So there are a lot of options to choose when choosing any study destinations when studying abroad. So in your opinion, what is the reason that an international student should choose Turkey?
Yeah, in recent years, we have witnessed lots of events in China, in United States. This xenophobia, like against the foreigners, and there were some limitations for international students. We can, for instance, consider that nowadays United States also put some sanctions, and international students are really like hardly they are going to United States. They can't get visas. And also for the Schengen region, we consider the same things. But when we consider our country, like Turkey, there is a very quality education, I can say, and comparing the fees with regard to other countries, the prices are very reasonable, and also the quality of living in terms of accommodation, in terms of the behaviors of the people, because we are a Muslim country, and by culture and by religion, the students are very happy. Doesn't matter which religion they have, because our people they behave in a way that they're from a family in terms of ethics, in terms of religion, and that's why the students, whenever they come here, they feel relieved and they're happy to study here.
Exactly. Like that's the reason Istanbul was told as the #1 city in the last year, because like it's kind of a cultural mosaic between all the culture, between all the backgrounds. So any students from any background, I really join you on that answer, because I really believe in that too, because Istanbul and Turkey is a very accepting environment for the international students, because whatever background they have, they can just feel welcomed here, they can just feel at home. If they're Eastern students, if they're Western students, they can find their own environments, they can find their own communities, and that's really the big reason for that.
Yeah, Istanbul is a hub. Istanbul, because we have direct flights to each country. So, it's very easy to access the country, access the city. The population might be maybe more than 20 million, but it also enriches the culture. So you can find everything here in the city. Because we have a slogan, we have a motto: "Let's meet where the continents meet."
Yeah.
And but it's really because in terms of international students, we really feel ourselves lucky, because we have students coming from Latin America, from China, from everywhere. I just counted numbers. It was like 92 countries. So
Wow.
we have students coming from 92 countries. And comparing the numbers, we have around 14,000 students, and 15% are international students. So the ratio is good. It's not like also we had an international day, and it was very lovely. We had around 30 countries that attended International Day. Let me also give some information about International Day. At International Day, our students have stands that representing their culture, they represent their food, and they are very happy to to create awareness among the university and the students. Of course, our students are also very happy to have international classmates, because the international students contribute to Turkish students, and Turkish students contribute to international students, and they live very happily.
Great. Yeah, that international days are very important, because one aspect is showcasing their culture, feeling at home, like showing their culture to the people to make some kind of a peace with the other cultures, but at the same time seeing other people's culture, other international students' culture, and some kind of a cultural immersion for those students to showcase their culture, make some kind of a bridge between their own culture and Turkish culture. So they feel more adapt, they feel more welcomed in this series because a lot of these international students, they come from different backgrounds, they come from different countries, and like some of them may not feel that homesick because they have cultural closeness with Turkey, but some of them are not that culturally close, so they may feel a little bit like a foreigner here. They may feel a little bit, homesick here. But these international days, these adaptation processes help them a lot in just creating some kind of a hybrid culture for them between their culture and Turkish culture. So it's really helpful for the international students, and it's really heartwarming that hearing that Culture University is supporting these kind of activities. Great.
Yeah, one more reason why international students are preferring to study at our university is that we take care of our students. When I say take care, we really take care of our students. We don't behave professionally to our students, so to speak, professionally. For instance, if a student needs a support with regard to a dispute of his landlord, for instance, we help him. We don't have to help him, but we help students. Again, if a student has a problem with the residence permit or has criminal something, we try to do our best to students. That's why when I say family, I mean that. I really mean that. And for instance, the students come together. We spend time together. So that's one of the reasons why their families entrust the students to us.
Exactly. Because the trust that the families put is very important too. Because they care about the safety, of course. They care about the support that their students getting, but at the same time, this is a foreign country for them. So they need someone that they can trust. They need someone, for example, you mentioned the landlord thing. It's not something that is easily done by other places, or even it's not your responsibility to do, but you choose to do it for your students, to give them that kind of a home feeling, that kind of a support that they need, so they can just focus on their studies, focus on living here, building some kind of a environment for them, and that's really good. So about these international students, what is the most dominant nationalities there, and also what are those nationalities that surprise you? So you're like, okay, maybe their number is not high, but them being in your university is a good surprise, and you really hope for their other people from their country to come to Turkey too. So these two nationalities, which groups are there?
Yeah, for instance, at our international day, we had a student from Guatemala, for instance.
Great.
Yeah, because some of them might have not heard about the country, but it's in the Central America, as far as I know. And we were surprised to have students from Guatemala, from where they heard from us and what he has been doing here and why he registered at our university, and also students from Chile. From Chile. There were students, and we have exchange students coming from Colombia, for instance.
Oh, Latin America is really hot
Latin
there.
America. Yeah, it's an increasing trend among. Also, we have students coming from Brazil, for instance. So those are the students who attract our attention. Of course, we don't make any discrimination, but we try to understand the reasons, and we try to focus on these countries as well, because from Central Asia, from Africa, from Middle East, we have students, but having students from those parts of the world also makes us happy.
Exactly. And because, in the last years, like maybe 2 years or 1 year, there have been a trend from South America and Central America. I've seen interest from those students, but I haven't heard any university specifically mention them. And specifically, like Guatemala is not some country that we always see in Turkey, but seeing them in your university, and also knowing the experience that you're providing for them, it's really good for us because we know that, okay, these students will have a good experience of Turkey. They will have some kind of they will be the brand ambassador of Turkey. So they will talk about it to their family. They will talk about it to their friends. So they can, first off, they can talk about Turkey to their family and bring more and more students and get more and more students interested in Turkey. And at the same time, they can make the culture good for their people. So they came with their own Guatemalan and Central American culture, and they created the space for the people that come from their culture in later years. So they will have some kind of a base there in your university, so they don't have to worry about that much about the adaptation process. And that's really reassuring.
And also, you asked the statistical information about like from which countries, how many students we have. I'm very proud to say that the students coming from different countries is very homogeneous. So we don't have a dominancy for some countries. This is very important for us. So I can't say that we have students like we have 500 students coming from a specific country, but I can say you that we have students coming from separate countries in the same number. That's what we are aiming, and we are happy because this is also very important for the sake of students. I mean, because they feel much more safe and they see different countries, different cultures. So
more diversity is always important.
Diversity, exactly. I mean, this is the right word. So we have this international diversity, and we are very happy to have this in our campus.
Great. That was awesome. So we talked about these culture, we talked about this adaptation, but let's talk a little bit more academic. So what are the majors that are the most popular with the international students?
Actually, we have 8 faculties, and we have faculties in which the medium of instruction is entirely in English language, and we have some departments in which they teach Turkish only. And in some departments, like English, 70% English and 30% Turkish. But mainly international students are, of course, preferring to study English medium programs. Those are popularly, I can tell you, software engineering, computer engineering, industrial engineering, civil engineering, architecture, interior architecture and environmental design. As a social science, we have international trade and finance, international relations, political science and international relations, business administration, and English language and literature. We have also a very pretty new program, digital game design.
That's a very popular program these days.
Yes, and also economics in English medium, and finally we have English teacher education.
Great.
So totally we have 13 departments in which we teach in English. The remainings are in Turkish, and some of them mixed English-Turkish.
So you provide the tutoring for the English and Turkish language too, like prior to their education, if they need any Turkish or English education.
Before they start, if they don't have a TOEFL IBT certificate or other English certificates like FCE or these kinds of English certificates, they need to attend our English proficiency exam. So if they pass, they can start from the first year. If not, we have a foundation year. And after completing the foundation year, the students can start from the first year.
Great. So another thing that you mentioned also is the international recognition of these degrees. So how international are we talking about? Like, for example, if they're graduated from your university, and they want to do their masters in another country, or they want to get a job in another country, like what are these countries that we're talking about? What countries accredited and recognize your degrees and the students can think about?
Each day we are receiving clarification checks from some international recruitment companies, whether, just to verify our graduates' degrees. From Qatar, from United Arab Emirates, So I can tell you that we have no problem with recognition in Middle East. And when it comes to United States and also European Union states, I can tell you frankly that there's no problem again with recognition because we had an ECTS label. You know, Turkey is not a member country in the European Union, but as a candidate country, we enjoy being in this Erasmus program, and also because this facilitates the process of recognition. And each degree are recognized within the European Union. Wherever you go, you can apply for master program, you can apply for PhD. Of course, I can put some programs aside, like medicine, like dentistry and pharmacy, because in each country it applies the same. For instance, if there's a student who graduates in the United States and comes to Turkey to work as a doctor, for instance, they can't. I mean, they have to take some courses and then they can work as a doctor. It applies the same when a medicine graduate goes abroad, wherever he goes, like United States or other countries, he will be meeting with the same problem.
Correct. So yeah, it's the normal regularity, but knowing the countries is very important for the students because a lot of them think of Turkey as a bridge. So they want to come to Turkey, they want to study here, but then they want to leverage that degree to go to some European country or North American countries. And about that, like, do you have some kind of a support system for these students? Like after the graduation, can you help them for, getting acceptance from the universities abroad, from Europe or other countries? Or if you have any partnerships or anything that you can talk about?
We have many agreements with the universities in United States, with the universities all around the world, including also China, South Korea, like United Kingdom. But at the end of the day, it's something related with the student. Because being a graduate doesn't mean for the student that he's going to be accepted. Exactly. Because it is entirely connected with what you about the networks you build during your studentship and the capabilities that you acquire during your studentship and the internships and the people you get to know. So as a student shouldn't wait for something happen automatically when they graduate. I mean, but instead, when they study, they have to start working on this issue, like how they're going to connect with their counterparts and how they're going to make the network. They should focus on their plans, what they're going to do. They're going to do master or they're going to apply. And also they have to also develop themselves as maybe knowing another language, getting to know another language, and maybe if they're dealing with computer engineering, maybe software programs, network, security, whatever. So they have to make contributions for themselves.
Building their resume first, and then you can just help them with any extra need that they have. Of course. Great. So as I checked that you have some health-related programs too, like physiotherapy and rare. So for these programs, is there any specific clinics or hospitals that you work with that the students can earn like hands-on experience and do their internships there and like get employed there maybe in the future?
Yeah. For instance, if you have a health department, it's compulsory to have some possibilities, some places for internships, because we have a nursing department. So if you have a nursing department, you have to show the government, to the Council of Higher Education, that you have places for students you provide for the internship. Again, physiotherapy and rehabilitation, for instance, this is another department, and also it requires internship obligatory. And we have this motion analytic center, which our students can also do their internship within the university campus. And finally, we have nutrition and dietetics program. again, that we have some agreements with the hospitals and private clinics where our students can do their internships, and maybe they can offer jobs, of course. But this is again something related with the student
Based
himself.
on that, yeah, of course. Like how they develop themselves
Yes.
during their education.
Exactly.
So about your campus, let's talk about the campus a little bit. I know that you have 2 campuses, so let's talk about them. Like, how is the campus life there, and what kind of facilities the students can use, and what it's like to be there?
Actually, we have 4 campuses.
Oh,
One at Basın Express, one at main campus where lots of faculties locate, and we have also one for vocational schools. And also we have one at Şinever campus where we have law faculty, where we have the dormitories, and also health faculty. But now we are building a new one, and it's going to be ready in 2 years' time.
Great.
It's very close to the highway. It's very close to Metrobus station. So it will be very easy for the students to access the university.
exactly.
And we have student clubs, which encouraged by the university board, and it's around, I guess, 70 student clubs. They're dealing with very different topics. They're dealing with diving, they're dealing with sports, they're dealing with discussions and these kinds of stuff, very different kinds of topics. So we encourage and we also ask students to attend these clubs, because they start expressing themselves, they start finding themselves and making new friends, and they are building their self-confidence, and that makes the students ready when they graduate. So that's why we give great importance to student clubs.
Great. So yeah, these could, like 17 clubs are too much, not too much, like so much, and they're like for every thing that the student wants to do, they can find a club, and apart from doing the stuff that they love, as you said, they make new friends, they expand their network, they learn new communication skills, social skills, and how to communicate, how to do a project with your teammates, and that's really valuable experience.
They're making robots, they're making rockets, and they're joining competitions. And it was lately that they ranked they ranked first, and there was a very nice celebration by our board of trustees. It really gives us honor. I mean, we're proud of them. I mean, really, because students do not study only, but instead they also attend these kinds of activities to improve their skills.
Exactly. So yeah, if any students is like, as you mentioned, you have also a digital game design major too, but I guess they're all clubs related to that too, like gaming, software programming, stuff like that. So if any students have any interest in those, even though their major may not be related, but they want to learn these stuff, they want to be in those stuff, make some projects, they can join these clubs and have some kind of a plus education, some kind of extracurricular activity.
Each student club has an advisor, and that advisor might be a professor or associate professor, and they don't take anything. I mean, student clubs are supported in terms of money, in terms of budget, but the professors not. But they are supporting students, they are guiding students, and that's why our student clubs are very active in that sense. 3 times for each semester, we prepare career weeks, and we invite companies, international companies, institutional companies to our campus. They open stands, so the students had chance to make connections, to submit their curriculum vitae, and try to build some connections, networks, and this also maybe paves the way for international students to draw their career.
Great. It's really awesome, because like at the end of the day, theory is good. You learn theory, but you have to have the experience. You have to know people. You have to connect with people. You have to have the network, develop yourself in those area too. And that environment is really helping the students. Great. So another thing that a lot of international students are considered about, and also their parents, is the accommodation. So can you provide dormitories for these students, or can you help them for finding accommodations and stuff like that?
Actually, both. I mean, we have two dormitories. We have a dormitory for boys and dormitory for ladies, and both of them are very close to the university campus. You can reach them by foot. It takes maybe 5 minutes.
Great.
And also for some weathers, which are very cool and snowy and rainy, we have also shuttles free of charge. So the shuttle takes you from in front of the dormitory and brings you to the university campus.
So the transportation is not a problem too?
Yeah, no problem.
Great.
There are also free of charge shuttles among campuses. So the student, for instance, would like to visit another campus free of charge, just attending a shuttle, and then...
Because that's what I was going to ask, because like maybe some of their courses are in another campus, or they took some extra courses in another campus, so they have to move between these campuses, and you have those shuttles for that.
Yes. We have a schedule for each campus, and the shuttles depart. They have a kind of ring, and like starting by 8:30 till 6, we have a ring, and they can get on the shuttle and go which campus they would like to go.
Great. All right. So for any international students that is watching us and wanted to consider Istanbul Kültür University, what is the advice that you would give them?
Well, I can frankly say that as a graduate of this university, I'm proud to be a graduate of this university because I know that education matters for this university. We are a university which we have from kindergarten to the university. So we don't have only a university. We have kindergartens, we have high schools, we have elementary school. So what we're involved in is only education. We don't have a construction company, or we're not coming from a holding or these kinds of stuff. We are only dealing with education. So this is what I believe very important. And as you remember, I also mentioned about this family thing, which I really matter, because you feel like whenever you go to a place and you feel like a member of this family, then you relieve and you relax, and you don't start thinking of things which confuse you, but instead you can focus on your study. So that's why this is one of the best part of our university, I can say.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was a really great conversation.
My pleasure, thank you.
We learned a lot about the Istanbul Kültür University, and I'm sure that a lot of our viewers are considering this university now, and they want to know more about it. So first off, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you all for watching. If you need any information, any knowledge-based stuff, and if you need any help regarding studying in Turkey, you can just visit our website, studyingturkey.com, and we can help you with any assistance that you need for studying here or any other Turkish country. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.